Peace, this is S.S.Oracle, Shadow and Soul Oracle. This is Savvy. I want to get this message about being a wounded healer. All right? Being a wounded healer and like forgiveness in relationships and things like that. Like, you don't know that you need healing until you do. Like, we're not aware of our wounds and stuff like that until we are. It has to click. For some people, it clicks sooner than later or later than sooner. And for some people, it seems to not click at all. But it's like we're not aware of our unconscious, right? That's why it's the unconscious. It's something that we don't know. But it's also something that we don't know that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like that scene on Boondocks. Have you ever seen Boondocks? It's like there's knowns and then there's known unknowns. And then there's the things you don't know that you don't know. But it's like being unconscious is basically the things that you don't know that you don't know. So we walk around here with wounds, with pain, with unprocessed, repressed, unaddressed traumas and things like that. And we get into relationships with people and we think we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and we think it's right and it's okay. And then something clicks, right? After trial and error in multiple relationships with people, something clicks. And it's like, okay, maybe I need to look at myself. Maybe I need to reflect. Maybe I need to heal. Maybe I need to go to therapy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you don't know until you know. So part of the forgiveness is just in that we have that experience. Everybody has that experience on some level into some degree. Okay, where it finally clicks, you realize, okay, I've been behaving or acting or living in a way that is not conducive to me growing and elevating as an individual, and it's not being conducive to others growing around me and being at peace and at ease around me because of some things that I haven't worked on yet and wasn't aware of. So you forgive yourself for not knowing, you forgive others for not knowing, and you go on from there. You set your standards and you have your boundaries, you know what I'm saying? And it's a process all the time because we undo a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers to undo. And you know what I'm saying? Even as I grow on my path, there's going to be layers to undo. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming to awareness, coming to that awakening when you have that click epiphany moment. Like, you know what? Maybe it is me. Maybe it is me. That's the wounded healer. Somebody who is and has dealt with, I should say, trauma and pain in their life. And they choose to take the road to healing and evolving. That's being a wounded healer. That's Chiron energy. The Chiron wound. Like people talk about that in astrology a lot. That is the point of, that is a major point, I should say. There's a lot of points in your chart, you know what I mean, that could point to areas that need to be healed. But it's like that is the key point. And I believe the symbol for Chiron is a key. So it's like that, wherever that is in your birth chart, maybe look into that, and that will show you where a lot of your wounds are in this lifetime. But that's what we are. We deal with being and having that wounded healer energy. We've gone through it, and yes, we're about to get through it. We're about to evolve from it. That's the only way. We don't champion being wounded, and but you could champion being a healer because that's a lot to overcome depending on what you've gone through in your life. Not everybody's path is the same. Some people go through atrocious things and deal with atrocious things and have to and live to overcome it and face it through challenges, through trial and error. You know what I'm saying? It's just you don't give up. You know that there's a part of you that pushes you, right? Your higher self, call it, or even your soul knows and recognizes that there's a level to be reached, and that reaching that level is going to require you to undo programming in your mind and change your ways of living and being, right? So it's a choice. You make the choice to heal. You didn't choose to be wounded, although that may be debatable with dealing with soul contracts and things like that and what we came to this planet to do. But it's like, as a conscious choice, nobody would choose to, I'm going to just go through that. Not as a human being. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just go through this. No. This is why we have connection to a higher self. This is why we have a connection to a higher power, so that we understand that we are above and can be beyond the experiences that we've had here. We can't identify solely with what we deal with here because we are spiritual beings. We're meant to grow and evolve. Right? And our higher self knows that, higher power knows that, and we're equipped with the strength of the divine, the most high. Like that same strength that is God is equipped in each and every one of us, and we have an individual, unique expression with that God strength. with that power to overcome whatever it is we need to overcome. That's God. You know what I'm saying? So based on your situation and circumstances in your past, you were equipped with God's strength to get through it as a wounded healer. Ashe.